Welcome to the Smithsonian National Museum of African Art. Thank you for coming out on this brisk but sunny day. My name is Nicole Shivers. I'm an education specialist here at the museum. This is part of our ongoing public programming series with the Sultan Qaboos Cultural Center here in DC, looking at the connections, cultural connections between Oman and East Africa. So today we have a group of wonderful people who will tell us and share with us their experiences with art and culture in Oman and East Africa. Joseph and Anna Mwalago, who are both from Kenya. So if you all want to open it up for us, thank you.
We just want to start by sharing a poem, a song, and some drumming. So this song I start with is a song that is sung by this wonderful lady from Zanzibar, and it's called Mhogo wa Jagombe. After that, I'll go into the poem, which is a love poem in Swahili. Mhogo wa Jagombe, sijauramba mwiko, usitukane wakunga, na uzazi ungaliko. Mhogo wa Jagombe, sijauramba mwiko, usitukane wakunga, na uzazi ungaliko. Mhogo wa Jagombe, sijauramba mwiko, usitukane wakunga, na uzazi ungaliko. Mapenzi ni kama dawa, hutibu magonjwa yanayoletwa na upweke na kuondoa simanzi. Leo hii nina imani na nimeamini kuwa wewe ndiye Mola kanipangia. Kwani miaka yote haya yamepita na angali tupo pamoja, na mwishowe tumekuwa bibi na bwana. Sikatai kwamba nilipokuona kwa mara ya kwanza macho yangu yalipagawa, nami nilishikwa na mvutano na bumbuazi. Kwa kweli nilikustaajabia, nikapandwa na hisia kwa ghafla kama sungura mjanja, na kwako wewe niliganda kama mti. Na ijapokuwa mapenzi sio barabara ya mteremko, kwani ina milima na mabonde, na gamu huanza kuyeyuka jua linapozidi kuangaza. Nilipotaka kuteleza, wewe ulinishika ili nisianguke, na nilipotaka kutembea kama kipepeo, uliwacha mlango wazi ili nisipotee. Na gamu ilipoanza kuyeyuka, wewe ulikuwa kivuli changu, na mwishowe tulishikamana kama wagu na pauguzi. Basi leo mimi sina wasiwasi wala sina tashwishi, kwani najua moyoni kuwa wewe ni wangu na mimi ni wako mpaka milele. Nakupenda mpenzi, nakupenda. Love is like medicine. It cures all illnesses caused by loneliness and stress. Today I have faith and I truly believe that you are the one meant for me. For many years have passed and we are still together, and finally we have become husband and wife. Oh, the first time I saw you, I was mesmerized by your groove, taken by your looks, impressed by your cool. Rhythms erupted in my body like an excited rabbit, and I stuck on you like glue sticks on trees. And even though love is not a straight road, where there's ups and downs, rivers and valleys, when I wanted to fall, you caught me. And when I wanted to fly just like a butterfly, you left the door open for me so I could find my way back home. And when that glue started melting, you became my shelter, and we stuck to each other like two fools. Love. So today I have no fear, neither one, because I know without a doubt that you are the one meant for me, and I for you. I love you, my love. I love you. I love you. Thank you.
I am a food and travel writer, and I've been spending the last 2 years going back and forth between New York and Oman working on the first Omani cookbook. It's just been amazing. I've been working with home cooks from Barami in the north of Oman all the way down to home cooks in Salalah. And then at the same time, I've been trying to kind of parse out where these ingredients and this like diverse range of dishes actually came from. And in doing that, I've found just this very complex web of interconnection between Oman and East Asia and South Asia, and especially, of course, East Africa. The connection between Oman and Zanzibar, even predating it becoming part of the Sultanate.
I have been doing research on the visual culture of Mombasa and Zanzibar, which are in some sense sister port cities on the Swahili coast. Now Mombasa is now part of present-day Kenya and Zanzibar is part of present-day Tanzania. How do you identify Swahili culture? Is it African? Is it foreign? Is it Arab? Is it Indian? Now, from a local perspective, those simple categories actually don't make sense because the Swahili coast has been a place of transcultural fusion where people don't identify by simple territories like Africa versus Arabian Peninsula versus European or versus non-Western versus Western. But I'm interested in how those categories still shape how we see those cultures.
Where the coast of Oman has sort of represented the elite, intelligentsia, the Sultan's entourage, the Arab elite, and yet who are primarily Swahili speakers. Right? And then the interior of Oman, where they were primarily Arabic speakers and believed to be the most pure Arabs, whatever that means, because they're from the interior, were of lower status and not the elite Arabs. And so it's just kind of interesting to see that tension getting translated and mirrored back in a funny way.
Throughout history, and even what your status is, whether you're elite or not, on the Swahili coast, there's always a tension between do I identify and connect to the wider Indian Ocean world first and foremost, or to Africa and the mainland.
When we were bringing a Dow here over the summer for the Folk Life Festival, there was some problems with the Kenyan community because the people from the interior land felt as though it represented slavery. And whereas the coastal people didn't look at it that way. They looked at, this is our heritage, we're traders. This is our livelihood. But then you have people from the interior land saying, we don't want a dhow. A dhow is the trading vessel, ancient trading vessel. We don't want that because that represents us as slaves and that the people from the coast enslaved us.
The jury's still out on how the mainland and the coast will reconcile their differences. I think Zanzibar, the people, the man in the street, they're very good at reconciling differences, and they're very peaceful and friendly folks, and I think they could do that if left to themselves, so to speak. But you saw from the revolution, when they introduced party politics into Zanzibar in the 50s and early 60s, that's when those distinctions became rallying points for the discussion around how people can live together. So I think maybe less politics and more human contact is the answer there.
The Arabs also were like the guys who are the specialists of the route. They knew how to navigate the coastal parts. So just adding on that also is like, even in Kenya itself, you find that the more you get out of the coastal part going into the mainland, the more diluted the Swahili becomes.
Swahili, the structure of Swahili, it's a Bantu language that is a African Bantu grammatically, right? It has more in common with other Central African languages on its structural level than it does with Arabic. But there are so many loan words from Arabic, and again, the use of Arabic loan words that were appropriated into the grammar of Swahili really happens first and foremost in the 19th century again. So you have this huge influx of Arabic words, but the structure of Swahili is the structure of a Bantu African language.
Joseph, can you play for us some influence of Arab?
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
So we can kind of hear the difference.
See, these are not Arabic drums, you know. They are basically tuned drums from the mainland. But the melody and the rhythm is still, you just hear the sound and translate it into these drums. Because usually the drum they use for Taarab is one drum and they put a hand inside to control the same tone that you hear, the same sound you hear here, they play it on one drum. Tipiti, tipiti, but I did it with drums from the mainland just because I could adapt the sound to this.
In the 19th century, you saw a lot of the traditional attire and the harusi. So
Yeah.
when someone gets married, there's similarities there with the marriage ceremony, the tarot music for the music, but as well as the dress, the kanzo, the turban, I can't even think of the dagger. Right, and so all of this, if you're looking at that, you see that that's the similarity that's still in existence now.
In Zanzibar, music was an avenue for women to take on cultural roles and have a powerful status in the society. Some of the biggest stars of Tarab were women stars. A woman just died recently whose name was B. Kududi, and she was over 90 years old and she was a drummer.
Yep.
And I had a chance to see her a couple times, and amazing, a small woman with a giant drum strapped between her legs would play for hours on that drum, and before her there was other Swahili women Tarab stars, and the recording industry made them stars and gave them a powerful role in society.
Hello, my name is Catherine Coney, and I'm a culture heritage consultant. I actually live in Lamu. Lamu is in East Africa, Kenya. One of the interesting ideals or thoughts that really provoke the actual audience as well as the panelists was basically who we are, how we see ourselves, and how we want to present ourselves to the global community. So today we want to move forward from that conversation and basically talk about and develop ongoing dialogue about how we perceive ourselves as a people in order to get along in a global community.